This was an incredible biblical appointment that just transpired. When you study history, you'll know what's coming because Kissinger signed that contract with Saudi Arabia. So this happened on June 9th, 1974. The Kissinger contract occurred specifically June 9th, 1974. So then what happened? Let's further look into this. 50 years go by, June 9th, 2024. This is last year. Saudis exit the petrodollar. They refuse to sign the petrodollar contract. Okay, there's something going on behind the scenes because Saudis didn't want to play ball with America anymore. They pulled the agreement. So the dollar itself, since June 9th, 2024, has been nothing but fiat. It has not been backed by oil. Black gold. The U.S. dollar has not been backed by oil since June 9th, 2024. There is an interesting thing called Operation Sandman. Operation Sandman is an operation where 142 countries in a single day repudiate the U.S. dollar. In other words, they just simply sell. The dollar goes like on a complete sell. They just completely sell the U.S. dollar and it suddenly tanks and it loses the status of the world reserve currency. Now, this would be horrible if Trump was not in office because then they would bring on a one world agenda, a financial system. But Trump's in office and he's just now made buddies with all of Saudi Arabia and the United Emirates. How awesome is this? So in a single day, if anybody they do attack, there's attack on the dollar to make Trump look bad, Trump's now got basically huge pockets of friends all over the United Emirates. And the timing on this is truly biblical on how all of this is playing out. I don't know how this is going to play. There's no right exact answer, but the critical thing to know is Trump is there for a reason right now, and he's making, I'm sure there's many private deals that are not discussed right now that are being done behind the scenes because Trump knows this is Babylon, the fall of it. They want to control humanity. Trump's in office to do one specific thing, be there for the takedown of Babylon. So when Babylon goes down, Trump is there to rebuild a new financial system like we've talked about. It's not going to be the Federal Reserve System because the Federal Reserve System is the money that they create out of thin air. And so the new financial system is going to be money backed by gold and silver. The honest money system. This is what's about to manifest on the earth. And right now, all the cards are set for this thing to go down here very shortly in the near future. And again, I got to go to prophecies. This is where you want to understand some of the prophecies. It says joy in spring. I'm going to repeat, joy in spring. We're in spring. Spring doesn't end until June 20th. So the prophecy is joy in spring. So gold and silver. Okay, as great as gold's gone up, silver hasn't even made all-time highs yet, okay? Silver's not even breached $50. So understand, we've got Bitcoin over 100,000, you got gold over 3,000, and silver, the most hated metal in the world by the globalists, is still not on new all-time highs. Because why? It's only going to blow and go into new all-time highs with an act of God. Well, guess what's coming? An act of God. That's what's coming. Talk about a great time to still be buying precious metals. I don't care what the price is because I know what's coming. When God intervenes, silver and gold are going to explode like you can't even imagine. Silver is going to be gapping up in price, dollars per day. It's going to be unstoppable what's about to happen to silver. Biblically, it says damages are sevenfold, okay? So this is coming because it's not my opinion. Pastor Dave has had many prophets on his show, and they've all referenced that silver is going to go extremely high in price. And we're seeing all of these events now come together beautifully, particularly with Trump, being out in the Middle East right now. So we haven't seen a price explosion yet. Gold's only $3,000. I'm telling you, when I say only, I mean only. Gold's going to go to 5,000, 10,000 in a heartbeat when God intervenes, okay? When the U.S. dollar gets dethroned, we've listened to the prophetic. You've heard about the three-letter agencies going down. You got P. Diddy right now in trial. And you turn the TV on YouTube on to see what's going on because I honestly believe in my heart, they're freaking out. They're looking at plan B, plan C, plan whatever to try to stop this, and nothing's stopping it. This is a train wreck for them about to manifest in their lives. This is going to be be the greatest time in history. And again, like we've talked about, the Joel moment, right? The great and terrible day, the greatest day in human history and the worst day in human history. Prophetically, what are you hearing from some of the prophets?
Well, just that. Plus, the comms. President Trump always gives us comms. There was a reason everything was in purple when he was in Saudi Arabia. That's royalty in the Bible. And how they treated him was like second to none. And Scavino always tweets something out before President Trump goes there as a comm. And what did he tweet out of all things before they got to Saudi Arabia? Metallica, Sandman, the song.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And I'm just telling you, Operation Sandman is a takedown of the U.S. dollar. Well, that's horrible. Yes, it is, and yes, it isn't, okay? So for a window of time, it's going to be uncomfortable. Unfortunately, it's going to be uncomfortable. But we've got the man in office who's a genius financially to fix things. If there is anybody in office, I always thought the takedown was going to go on the Biden watch, but that was a big mistake because if it went down the Biden watch, this would have been the rise of the Antichrist system of the one world government. Now the takedown's going on the Trump watch, who just made deals with EU. This is going to be historic. This will be the takedown of Babylon's financial system, the Federal Reserve System. That's why the IRS, all these things are going to soon blow up. And then what happens is a new monetary system, an honest money system backed by gold and silver. And for distance transactions, cryptocurrencies will be used for that.